This is Phonetics Lovers podcast, and Stranger Things 5 is coming in with that last ride energy. Fans want Vecna back as the real villain, 11 in full power mode, Hawkins basically under lockdown, and the whole story looping back to Will on the Upside Down.
Since the trailer's full of epic cinematic lines, we're not just watching, we're mining it for English.
Today we'll pull out expressions like once and for all, patterns like you don't get to.
Yeah.
And we'll train the dramatic intonation you hear in the cast.
So you get the hype and you grow your English, same episode.
Okay, let's start with those big cinematic fixed expressions, stuff about finality.
Right. These are phrases that really signal something major is ending, or maybe not ending. Let's take once and for all.
Like in the trailer, we end this once and for all.
Exactly. It's not just saying we finish this. It means completely, definitively, so it never comes back.
It has that sense of total closure. You use it when you mean it's settled. Permanently.
Yes, exactly. It shuts down any idea of the conflict returning.
Okay. What about another one for resolution?
Well, a more formal one you sometimes hear is at long last.
Ah, right. That sounds quite grand.
It does. It means finally, after a really long wait. It often introduces a moment of, say, victory or maybe a big realization.
Like, at long last, the truth is revealed. Something like that.
Precisely. It adds that dramatic weight because of the implied long struggle or wait beforehand.
Got it. So we have ending things and finally reaching an end. But what if something isn't ending?
Well, for that feeling of endlessness, English has a great pattern. No end in sight.
No end in sight. Yeah, that paints a picture.
It does. And the pattern itself is useful. No, plus a noun, then in sight.
So you could say no solution in sight.
Perfect example. Or no relief in sight. It tells you just by looking, you can't see the end of this situation. It feels potentially infinite.
Okay, that makes sense. So those cover different aspects of, well, ending or not ending. What about asserting control? There were some strong lines about that.
Yes, moving from closure to, let's say, command. The pattern you don't get to is incredibly powerful here.
The example being, you don't get to write the ending.
Right, and notice what it's doing. It's not just saying you can't or you shouldn't.
It feels stronger than that, like it's stripping away a right someone thought they had.
Exactly. It denies their authority, their agency, their fundamental right to even attempt that action. It's a very direct way to assert dominance.
You could use it in other ways too, right? Like,
Sure, think about you don't get to decide that for me. Or even more day-to-day, maybe. You don't get to complain if you didn't even try to help.
Okay, yeah. It carries that tone of you lack the standing to do this.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of authority, there's another grammatical structure often used for command, sometimes called the emphatic or forced future.
The example line was, you are going to help me one last time.
Yes, and the key is that heavy stress on are.
Right. It's not just predicting what will happen.
No, not at all. It's the speaker imposing their will. They're stating it as an unchangeable fact, basically dictating the future. Villains love this structure.
Yes. Or maybe parents, sometimes.
Or bosses, perhaps. It frames the future as non-negotiable.
Okay, so grammar itself can be used for dominance. Now what about building emotional intensity? There was that line about suffering.
Ah, yes. Drained of every last ounce of suffering. This is a fantastic example of how English layers words for impact.
It's not just one big adjective. It's built up.
Exactly. You start with drained, meaning completely emptied out. Then every last, it's an intensifier stressing totality, nothing missed.
And then ounce, which is a tiny unit of weight.
Right. Using a tiny unit like ounce paradoxically emphasizes the completeness of the removal. It means absolutely zero suffering is left. Each small word adds a layer of intensity.
So the power is in the combination, the stacking of these seemingly small words.
Precisely. English often builds intensity this way, piece by piece.
Interesting. We also saw the present simple used for values. We stayed true to ourselves. We stayed true to our friends.
Yes. The present simple here isn't just describing a current action. It's stating a rule, a core value, an identity.
Like a permanent principle.
Exactly. It implies this is how things are, always. It's very common in, say, company mission statements, too. We protect our people. We deliver results. It states a fundamental, unchanging truth about the group or person.
So simple tense, but a very strong statement of identity or principle.
Mm-hmm. Now, to really sell these dramatic lines like the ones in the trailer, the delivery is key, especially the rhythm.
You mentioned that 3-beat rhythm for emphasis.
Yes. For maximum dramatic effect, especially with phrases indicating finality, Breaking it down helps think. 1. Last. Time.
Each word gets heavy stress.
Yeah.
1. Last. Time.
Exactly. That deliberate, stressed rhythm drives home the weight and the finality of the moment. It makes the words land with force. Practice that rhythm.
Great tip. So really listening to how things are said, the stress and rhythm, is just as important as the words themselves for these kinds of impactful lines.
Absolutely. It's all part of how language creates these powerful effects in storytelling.
And that's our podcast drop for today. Stranger Things 5 is giving us drama, closure, and the perfect excuse to study English.
If you liked pulling lines like, no end in sight, once and for all, and you don't get to, save this episode and practice the stress and rhythm.
Tell me in the comments what you think happens to that form. I like your theories.
Subscribe for more English from songs, series, and trailers.
Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay tuned, and keep falling in love with sound.